side looking at the... teams. My attention is drawn to the front court matchup.
Oh yeah, this should be a battle on the baseline. Great to watch skilled bigs trade blows and show off what they can do down low.
Looking at the starting five for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Nas Reed out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. Now here's DiVincenzo. Outside Reed. Lets the 3 fly. Goes back up. Here's McDaniels. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
And this is something this guy takes pride in. Capitalizing on second chance opportunities.
Halliburton, the pass to Siakam. Turner with it. Fires from deep. And then Siakam with the jam.
Well, Pascal Siakam showing you I can do a little bit of everything. You need an offensive rebound, a second chance opportunity, willing to do what it takes.
Now here's Randle. Six on the shot clock. Here's the 3. Sinks it from distance.
Yeah, a shot that Randle has added to his repertoire. Shooting the 3 with confidence now.
And one thing that Siakam has always had a knack for, Graham, cutting to the rim and finishing. Plays.
Yeah, he plays so well when he has space to move. He's just great off the ball, and that fits with any team. His ability to convert at the rim makes his cuts that much better.
We'll now go to Allie LaForce, who spoke with Rick Carlisle. Allie.
I asked him directly about facing Anthony Edwards, and Coach said he's just so dynamic, right? Our hope is that we can control the pace, make this our kind of game, and he'll be a little less explosive. So the plan is to stifle Edwards by not letting him play at his tempo. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Allie. Now here's Halliburton. Turner, a screen on McDaniels. Halliburton finds Turner. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. And here's Siakam for 3. Yes! Great play by Walker to set it up. Siakam's got 5 points.
This is a guy with size and range. You cannot let Pascal Siakam get those kinds of looks from deep.
Edwards a screen on Halliburton. DiVincenzo laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Mathurin passes to Halliburton. And it's off from three-point range. Minnesota's gone 2 for 3 from outside the arc. Outside Reed. Just over 2.5 minutes played here in the first. Kept alive. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Mathurin against Edwards. Off the mark there with a 3. Minnesota leading by 4. Here's DiVincenzo, and he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. One thing about the Pacers, Doris, they can flat out score the basketball.
It is incredible to me, BA, how infrequently the ball sticks. They play fast, whether in transition or in the half court, they make defenses work.
Now here's Halliburton. It's Walker on the wing. Gets the 3 to fall.
No hesitation. Nice work by Walker, not overthinking it.
The Timberwolves have gotten 5 of 7 shots to fall. Edwards a screen on Halliburton. Outside Edwards. A minute 31 left in the first quarter here. No problems knocking that one down. Give him 8.
Both teams are starting to find a rhythm here.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Now here's Siakam. 5 points in the game. And the layup is good off the glass. Siakam's got 7 points in the game.
Well, Siakam with the ball on the deck, slicing his way through the defense to get a shot opportunity. Pretty.
Reed, a screen on Walker. Outside Reed, three-pointer. Good efficiency. He's drained 4 out of 5.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Halliburton, the pass to Turner. Takes a 3. The rebound by the Timberwolves. DiVincenzo with it. Siakam covering. A slam dunk by Reed.
How about the big guy attacking the rim? The throwdowns are loud and emphatic.
Turner, a screen on Edwards. Pass to Turner. This one for 3. Hits a three-pointer. Turner's got his second basket on the night.
Well, you just love how Miles Turner goes right up with it, right? No hesitation, catch and shoot.
Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Edwards finds Reed. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Halliburton outside. Pass to Siakam. Outside Matherin. Shot from the top of the key. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. Naz Reid has been on. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for the Timberwolves?
They've been really going at the defense in the painted area, and so far, the opposition really hasn't had an answer for them.
The other thing that's gone exceptionally well for them tonight is the shooting they've displayed from beyond the three-point arc.
On the court for the Timberwolves. Ebb is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Naz Reid. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Pacers love to push it up. Tyrese Halliburton said, it's our biggest strength. Teams don't want to run with us. They know when you play us, have your track shoes ready, especially if you're coming off of a back-to-back or you have a packed schedule. You do not want to see us. Brian, they have their identity.
No doubt about that, and it starts with him. Now here's Turner. He's got 6.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him.
Siakam with a screen on Edwards. Matherin passes to Walker. Edwards against Matherin. Siakam for 3. He connects. And now he's 4 for 6 in today's game.
Well, all you have to do when a teammate has the basketball is beat a target, and Pascal steps into it and lets it go. Nicely done.
Now here's DiVincenzo. There's the drive. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. DiVincenzo's got 6.
In terms of offense, they've been the more efficient team by far.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better looks to start this basketball game.
Here's Matherin. No points yet. Outside, DiVincenzo. Edwards against Walker. Here's DiVincenzo. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And they'll give that one to Miles Turner.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
Grant, we're starting to see more players throwing alley-oops to themselves off the backboard. Did you ever do that?
In practice, maybe, but although I had some leaping ability early on, I never had the audacity to do it in a real game.
Siakam, pass to Halliburton. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Siakam. Halliburton's got himself on the board with a 3 there. DiVincenzo against Halliburton. Nice shot by DiVincenzo.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Siakam for 3. Offensive board. Controls the rebound and the putback.
And those second chance buckets are major bonus points if you can get them.
DiVincenzo against Halliburton. Reed passes to DiVincenzo. Reed, a screen on Halliburton. Here's DiVincenzo. And he finishes. That makes him 4 out of 5.
No need to risk a shot from range when you can take it inside.
And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Right side, Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Another shot. Connects. The jumper drops. And the Timberwolves lead by 12.
Well, unselfish play by Anthony Edwards. Teammate is wide open. He puts it right where it needs to be.
Hits the trifecta. Turner's got 9.
You know, we talk all the time about how important it is to have bigs who can stretch the floor. An example there.
The kick out to Edwards. 1:07 left in the first half. And he hammers that one down right in the face of Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh, give me a little sauce. Anthony Edwards rise high and finish over the defender.
Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
Here's Siakam. 10 points for him. Pass to Turner. From deep. Randall pulls down the board.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Offensive rebound. Here's Reed. Out to DiVincenzo. Goes up again. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
You have to have the vision to find the open man. Beautiful pass.
Puts up a deep 3. Halliburton misses.
I know that he has the ability and confidence to sink that shot, but better luck next time, maybe.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
Edwards, a pass to Reed. Back to Edwards from the arc. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. We hear teams talk about wanting to get the ball inside, but this is how you do it. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at Naz Reid. What a contribution here.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
They've got Andrew Nembhard topping out there with Aaron Nesmith. Then it's Thomas Bryant, and it's Shepard in at the point. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Bryant, a screen on Ingles. There's Nesmith with the 3. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Outside Conley. Lays it up and banks it in.
Hey, this guy is competitive, he's tough, and he'll play through contact. Mike Conley doing work inside.
There aren't many more dominant defenders in the NBA than Gobert.
Well, that's definitely fair to say, B.A., because his defense has an outsized influence on a game. The inside presence changes an opponent's game plan.
Now here's Conley. Pass to Gobert. The kick out to Conley. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation there on the defense. And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. And he shows the focus there. Nails the tee. And it really feels like the chemistry of this Timberwolves team has taken a step forward.
And B.A., you know this. Winning always enhances that energy and chemistry. But beyond that, this is a roster full of players that have had individual success. And now they're hungry and thirsty for team success, because that's the true measure.
Gobert, that's good.
Well, this is exactly where Rudy Gobert looks to score. The more dangerous he becomes, the closer he gets to the basket.
And here's Shepard for 3. Here's Bryant. And that one's good with extra effort on the glass.
It's easy to say. This guy wanted it more, creating the second chance opportunity and cashing in.
Pass to Gobert. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. Minnesota shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. And that one falls for Gobert.
What you love about Rudy Gobert is he understands his strengths and where he can impact the game. That is primarily on the defensive end, but also as a screen setter offensively.
Off the inbound. The shot that time not on target. Pacers trail by 21. Here's Toppin. They get the rebound. Pass to Nembhard. Goes back up. It's rebounded by Minnesota.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Alexander Walker, the pass to Gobert. Misses from close range.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
He shoots. And there's Shepherd. That one's good on the assist from Bryant. And it's Conley with the ball for the T-Wolves. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Uses the glass on the layup. Conley's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, there's not a little bit of hesitation with Mike Conley. I know he's slight of frame, but he's thinking, I can score it on the painted area.
Shepherd, that's good.
That right there, that's the kind of look this system is designed to create.
Pass to Gobert. Second chance effort.
Minutes remaining in the third.
Excellent D there from Bryant. Pacers trail by 18. Here's Nembhard. Three-pointer off the mark. The Timberwolves have gotten 5 of 10 shots to go. Alexander Walker, the pass to Miller. Gobert on the high post. He's against Toppin. Shot clock at 6. Back to Gobert. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Gobert's got 9 points now in the second half. Back to Bryant. Pass to Nesmith. Toppin outside. Here's Shepherd. Toppin, a screen on Conley. And he lobs it up top. Oh, deflected. Stolen by Miller. Here's the break. Now here's Ingles. Lays out. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Conley.
Boy, not sure what happened on that one. Just an unforced error.
1:05 left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Shepherd. And here's Bryant outside. And Indiana misses again. The Timberwolves lead by 20. Alexander Walker with it. Picked up by Nesmith. Alexander Walker, the pass to Gobert. Back to Alexander Walker. Picked by Gobert. The three. The rebound by Nembhard. Indiana's gone just 1 of 6 from long distance here in the third. The shots just aren't falling. And out of bounds, Minnesota will have it.
Well, when you're careless with the basketball, you can expect that to happen.
So Indiana ends up going with a new group. 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And Gobert with the stuff.
I love that Rudy left no doubt. Show off that power, Rudy.
Siakam, no good. And here are the Timberwolves. They're on a 16-7 run. Ingles against Walker. Ingles passes to Gobert. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. He's made 1 and missed 1 so far at the line. And that one falls for Gobert. And Minnesota will go for a different look here. And so Gobert nails both of them. There's 6 seconds left in the third. Here's Siakam. No dice from the high post. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. A huge 24. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And a look now at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth quarter. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. Now here's DiVincenzo. Just 4 to shoot. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. And Turner with the block.
Miles Turner with that length sends it back twice on the pipes. Miles.
Here's Siakam. The kick out to Walker. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Siakam.
A sloppy turnover. When you're not locked in, you pay the price.
And Minnesota making a change here. Reed's checked in. The open shot, Randle. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Off the bounce into the jumper. Julius Randle makes it look easy.
Halliburton, the pass to Matherin. For 3. Minnesota with a rebound. And here we go. The Timberwolves on the run. And Edwards slams it in.
Great teamwork on that drive. Punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end. You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
And it's Randle with the jam.
Wow, Julius Randle getting downhill and leaves no doubt.
Here's Siakam. And Indiana misses again.
And this is exactly what you have to do to stop him. That was a tremendous contest, forcing the miss.
Edwards, no good.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Now here's Edwards. Randle, a screen on Walker. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Well, they've had no problem getting into the heart of this defense with the dribble, and they've made the most of their chances there as well.
They've also made a concerted effort to get the ball down low. Many of their points coming in that painted area tonight.
Sends it home from three-point land.
Edwards, such an explosive scorer. You don't want to concede that three-point shot. Boy, that's going to make him feel good.
Halliburton, the pass to Siakam from outside the arc. Hauled in by DiVincenzo. For Minnesota, they've gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the fourth. Such a wide open look.
Anthony Edwards getting into that pull-up game. Nicely done.
Halliburton right side. They get it back. Outside Walker. Siakam left side. Shoots over Randle. And miss after miss right now.
And that closeout certainly made a difference.
Well, no question. He altered that shot. And most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
Now here's Edwards. Let's go with a 3. The 3. Halliburton with some nice D. The Pacers have got 2 of 8 shots to drop in the final quarter. Turner, a screen on Edwards. No coverage that time. Matherin's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
We see this every night. He has the skill and versatility to keep a defense guessing. Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Timberwolves.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
Now here's Walker. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. A minute 4 left in the fourth. And here's Edwards outside. Again, the miss by Edwards.
Not himself from range right now, but the only way out of this funk is to keep trying.
DiVincenzo with it. Halliburton picks him up. Oh, and the fast break for the Pacers. And here's Turner from the arc. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Yeah, the versatility of Walker. Can play back to the basket and get out and run. I mean, that combination is tough to find.
Now here's DiVincenzo. And here's Edwards outside. And it's Tyrese Halliburton with the rebound.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Good work there as it goes.
I mean, just so alert with his head on a swivel. Walker able to find the open man.
Just let the clock run out.
Hey, it's time to celebrate.
Edwards with it. A deep three. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that, that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking confident and didn't let anything shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
Well, now we have some... All right, Allie, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, Allie...
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and oil and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice in the mirror, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back. Let me still let him run, let him eat stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him
2K Sports. As we get set, now the starting group for Orlando. Sliding in at the wing, we'll see Caldwell Pope and Wagner. Underneath, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. And it's Suggs in at the point guard. And for Indiana, the backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Walker in at the small forward. Now, here's Wagner. Pass to Banchero. 4 on the shot clock. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Offensive rebound. Wagner outside. Banchero outside. A second chance effort, and he hits the jump shot. Banchero's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for Orlando. Clark, I know you'd agree, Paolo Banchero has certainly lived up to the hype, being a #1 overall pick.
Yeah, you know, I loved him when he was in college. Loved his size, his athleticism, his IQ, his tenacity. I mean, I don't think there's anything on the floor that he can't do.
And as we see Suggs develop his game, you'll see more of this. Jalen with the ability to operate off ball.
Halliburton takes it off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Outside, Walker. From outside, off the mark. Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. It's Caldwell Pope with the drive.
He's so quick on these drives, as quick as a hiccup. Can't let him, Caldwell Pope, get into the lane like this.
Halliburton feeling it out a bit. Over in the corner, Turner. Carter with it, picked up by Turner. Kicks it out to Banchero. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. Drains it from beyond the arc. Caldwell Pope's got 5.
Love the rise and fire approach from KCP. Gotta be impressed with this guy's confidence.
And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Banchero is screened for Caldwell Pope. Pass to Banchero. And finished off by Banchero.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, they're doing everything right. How about that? I mean, this could turn into a blowout very quickly.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And Greg, the way Orlando ended last season, it's really fueled their fire for this year.
Yeah, I mean, a tough loss to Cleveland in Game 7 of the opening round. But it's hard to win in this league without first incurring some battle scars.
Now, Siakam. After Wendell Carter missed from long range. Mathurin finds Walker. Back to Mathurin. Fires for 3. Carter pulls it in. Orlando leading by 7. Banchero with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. A shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Now here's Turner. No scoring in this one. Now Suggs. And the call will go against Benedict Mathurin. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Halliburton against Caldwell Pope. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Indiana. Outside Mathurin. Three-pointer. It's good from long range.
He'll mix one in here and there. Mathurin stretches the floor that way, making the defense respect his 3-ball.
And Suggs throws it down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
Halliburton finds Mathurin. Fires the 3. And it's Wagner with the rebound. Magic leading by 6. Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. Pass to Carter. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Miles Turner. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
At the line for the Magic.
And he's good on the second. 8 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Halliburton is screen on Caldwell Pope. That's a 2 for Mathurin. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Orlando out in front. They lead by 6. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
On the court for Orlando, in the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards, and it's Carter in at the 5 spot. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, Franz Wagner grew up in Germany, but he says one of the reasons that I went to college in the U.S. was to learn a different mentality. The game was played more competitively. Talking trash is welcome. Had it in me deep down, but that brought it out more. That combination of styles has helped him to this day. Kevin?
Great stuff, DA. Thanks. Out to Carter. Caldwell Pope on the wing. 5 points in the game. Pacers trail by 7. Halliburton for 3. Offensive rebound. Mathurin passes to Turner. Walker with it. Defended now by Wagner. Walker's shot is off. And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up for Orlando. They've led by as much as 10. And the 3 ball is good. Caldwell Pope's got the lead up to 10 now for the Magic. Drawing fouls, Clark getting to the line, all part of the game, but you think players try and draw fouls too often now?
I do in some cases, but I think it's more on an individual basis. I mean, players have to do what they need to do to try to score the ball. But I don't think anybody likes, 1, guys flopping to draw fouls, and then 2, whining when fouls aren't called.
And Banchero, here we go. Wagner from long range. Siakam pulls it in. The Pacers have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. And it's Mathurin missing. Magic leading by 10. Caldwell Pope for 3. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Caldwell Pope's got a pair of triples in the second now for Orlando. Indiana's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Halliburton tries in, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. Tyrese Halliburton is flat out special, Clark. Yeah, you say it all the time. He is an absolute machine on offense.
He really is an orchestrator, a maestro of platinum-level capability. His turnover numbers, outstanding. He's a guy that flirts with the 50, 40, 90 shooting splits and is going to lead the league in assists, I think, the better part of his career going forward. That's how good he is. Yeah, and once he gets the switch turned on, Caldwell Pope is not going to be slowed down. He can heat up quickly.
And the Pacers can't get it to go. And it's Orlando's ball. They're on an 11-3 run. A 3 ball. The rebound by Turner.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Siakam kicks to Turner. Halliburton with it. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. No one near Turner as he lets it go. Bangs home the trifecta. Turner's got his first 3 points of the game. Here's Suggs. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. And the Magic lead by 15.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you can fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Mathurin against Caldwell Pope. Carter outside. Wagner left side. Offline with his 3. The Pacers have gone just 33% for the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. Turner passes to Mathurin. Back to Turner. A 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
Really like it when Turner squares up from outside because he's got a sweet stroke, and because of his size, hard for defenders to get to the shot, and it also stretches the floor, which is good for his team.
And the shot goes in. Suggs has got 10 points.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
For 3, Caldwell Pope. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Chalk up 2 there. He's got 9. Caldwell Pope outside. For the 3, buries the long-range jumper. And so that's the end of the first half.
The end of the first half.
Magic lead by 13.
Your
And a
Pacers.
chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by court. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. Wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And Tavius Caldwell-Pope really making a difference here.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. And it's Walker in at the 3, the small forward. That's the Pacers' 5. They grabbed their own miss. Wagner. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Wagner's got the first points of the second half here for the Magic. Pacers trail by 15. Halliburton passes to Mathurin. Off target from three-point range. Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Clark, these Indiana Pacers play at one of the quickest paces of any team in the NBA.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's quite fitting considering the nickname, Indiana Pacers. And they do set the pace. They love to push that rock, and they do it relentlessly. Catching you before your defense can get set. It's a beautiful way to play. Tell you what, though, you got to be in great shape to make it work.
Gary Harris is checked in for Orlando. Both shots good from the stripe. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Here's Shepard. Pass to Nemo. Now Shepard. Back to Nemhard. Just 5 on the clock. Lets it fly. Solid as a rock from 20 feet away.
Off and running right out the bat here to start the second half.
That's exactly what they want. Get him into the offensive flow right away and then keep it going.
Here's Black. Hits the three-point bomb. Black's got 5 points now this quarter.
Defensively, there was a lack of aggressiveness, and it really made it easy for him to knock that shot down.
Shepard the pass to Nemo. From deep. The rebound by Bataze. Orlando leading by 18. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Tyrese Halliburton has become the face of the Pacers franchise. He says they've done a great job of allowing me to spread who I am and how I play throughout the organization. Guys and coaches have adapted to that. Good things are happening. I want us to be the best team in the league. Kevin, he's certainly taking them in the right direction.
David, I'm infatuated with this guy as you are. He does so much at such a young age. Man, the sky is the limit. Here he goes. And Toppin throws it down.
And going to the windmill dunk to turn this place on its ear.
This crowd is stunned.
Boy, I tell you what, as well they should be, Kevin. I mean, that was one extravagant finish.
Here's Black. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
2 minutes.
Here's Nemhard. And he lays it straight in. Nemhard's got his third basket of the night right there.
Doing all he can so far, but they still find themselves trailing.
Here's Black. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And the Magic lead by 21.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
And stolen by Harris. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Kicks it out to Wagner. A three-pointer off the mark.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
Releases. Bryant the pass to Shepard. And here is Toppin. And stolen by Wagner. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. Lets the three fly. Another shot. Pass to Bitadze. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Shepard. And he starts out with the miss in this one. Orlando leading by 21. Here's Black. Softly drops in the floater. Black's got 13 points.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Shepard, that's good. The Magic have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Here's Black. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots. Here's Nemhard, guarded by Harris, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
There's the three. And so it's the Orlando Magic sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter from the field. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. So it's Orlando now. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. And it's Carter in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Carter Jr. moves well without the ball and positions himself nicely for catch and shoot chances.
And a wide open look for Halliburton. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Caldwell Pope with it, picked up by Turner. From downtown, they get it again. Carter outside for Caldwell Pope. Banchero with the ball. 5 on the clock. Bucket is good.
Oh, the defense puts contact on Banchero inside, but he just bullies right through it.
Here's Halliburton. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Puts up a 3. That shot off that time. And Indiana shooting well. They're at 45%.
And inside, Mathurin makes great use of his agility, developing some instincts for how to get around in traffic.
Suggs kicks to Carter. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Pacers. Turner for 3. Indiana moving it around. Now here's Halliburton. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And Turner the bucket on the assist by Halliburton. Halliburton's got 3 assists tonight.
Boy, Turner's really good at picking the defense apart, especially with the catch-and-shoot jumper.
Pass to Suggs. Carter sets the pick for Suggs. Caldwell Pope on the wing. A floater. Excellent defense there from Halliburton. Pacers trail by 19. Mathurin attacking, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And already Mathurin has a pretty dynamic drive, but getting the drop on the defense all season won't be easy.
Kicks it out to Banchero. Caldwell Pope outside. Banchero a screen on Halliburton. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And the three-pointer, a big part of KCP's game. About half his shots come from out there.
Halliburton for 3. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got his 6th rebound on the night.
2 minutes.
For 3, Caldwell Pope. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And you know what? It's all about the long-distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there. One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Caldwell Pope for three. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Here's Halliburton. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. Magic leading by 21. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Another miss by Caldwell Pope. For Indiana, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as they've come down the home stretch in this final quarter.
First team foul.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Magic.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
Well, the defense just couldn't figure him out, and he continued to put it to him.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
And it goes down 2 points.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency, huh? They could have done it much earlier before the game was out of reach.
There's Wagner with the three. Walker with the rebound. Siakam up top. On the wing, Turner. Kicks it out to Siakam. Back to Turner. Halliburton outside. There's the triple. Not going to go that time. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin.
The end of the game.
To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about
for the... Greetings, everyone, and the starting lineup for the Magic. The backcourt is Suggs and Caldwell-Pope. Banchero and Carter Jr. make up the front court. And it's Wagner in at the small forward position. And for the Timberwolves, Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Naz Reid. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. And Grant, having a lengthy bench, so important in the NBA.
It really is. I mean, there's always the risk of guys getting hurt throughout the season. So the teams know the value of having a very deep rotation, and they make the most of their bench, which is smart.
And Minnesota with possession here. Reid, a screen on Banchero. Here's Randle. And it's Randle with the jam.
Wow, Julius Randle. We could feel the floor shaking on that one.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with Chris Finch. I asked him how he plans to slow down Paolo Banchero, and Coach told me, look, he's an all-star, so you've got to guard him with your whole team. He's big, he's strong, he can punish you down low, but he's also quick and has the ability to beat you on the perimeter. We'll have to be disciplined tonight, B.A.
And Allie, thanks. Now here's Randle. Rebounded by Suggs. And so it's Suggs. He brings it up for the Orlando Magic. Carter, a screen on DiVincenzo. The 3 from Suggs. Minnesota with a rebound. Stan, a late first-round pick in 2020. Jaden McDaniels, one of the top young two-way players in the league.
Well, Brian, last season he was rewarded with a big money extension. His play tailed off just a bit, but still a key player for them moving forward.
DiVincenzo against Suggs. Pass to Caldwell-Pope. Here's Banchero. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy.
I mean, 6'10", about 250. Banchero imposing his will inside.
And Edwards, here we go. And Edwards slams it in.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. Banchero outside. Pure from three-point range. Banchero's got 5.
You know, I know some would like to see Banchero increase his shooting range, especially since he doesn't have a solid shot from behind the arc.
And here's Edwards outside. The rebound by Carter. Orlando has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Banchero with a screen on DiVincenzo. Caldwell Pope against DiVincenzo. Pass to Banchero. 6 on the shot clock. The 3 ball. Caldwell Pope's shot is off. Minnesota in the lead. Edwards, a pass to Randall. Got a piece of it.
Yeah, this is something we might see Banchero work on. Improving his ability to knock away shots.
Wagner for 3. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. We've got 1:48 left to play in the first quarter. McDaniels passes to Edwards. Fires the 3. He drops it from range. He's got 5.
Well, it doesn't matter where he is on the court. If Edwards likes a look, he's going to take it.
Well, after a decade of uncertainty, Magic fans now have a lot to cheer about.
This is the most optimism they've had around the team since the Dwight Howard era. And it centers around their young star, Paolo Banchero. He is going to be a force for a very long time.
Now here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Well, once Edwards saw his opening, it was game over. He delights in sticking it to you like this.
And Carroll with a screen on DiVincenzo. Pass to Carter. Hey, expanding his range. They get it back. Now Banchero. Misses the 3. Edwards against Caldwell Pope. And they blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance at another one at the stripe.
I don't know how Edwards does it. It's a blend of skill, finesse, and a little bit of luck that went down.
And Stan, while Edwards has pushed back, it hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his airness, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
Now here's Banchero. Give him 8. Pass to Wagner. Launches it. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Now here's Randall. Edwards a screen on Banchero. Randall. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
Almost converts despite the contact.
Minnesota shooting their second and third shots at the line here. That one misses. It could go. And that's not going to go. Anthony Edwards has been on display for Minnesota. He put together 10 points in the quarter. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from the Timberwolves?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious they were well prepared defensively coming in.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
All right, this is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. On the wings, it's Caldwell Pope and Wagner. Banchero and Carter Jr. make up the front court. And it's Suggs in at the point. Caldwell Pope, the pass to Carter. And here's Wagner. And Carroll with a screen on McDaniels. Wagner for 3. Hauled in by DiVincenzo. Minnesota leading by 5. Randall outside. DiVincenzo with a screen on Banchero. For 3, Randall. Another miss. He's 1 for 4 from the field. And here's Wagner. He'll bring it up for Orlando. launches a three. Gets the three ball to go. Wagner's got his second bucket of the night.
The defense takes a chance, leaves him open at the arc, and he capitalizes.
DiVincenzo with it. He's picked up by Banchero. Out to DiVincenzo. Pass to Edwards. Fires for three. It's rebounded by Banchero.
Well, you like the competitive mindset there, trying to answer right back. It just didn't fall.
Suggs, the pass to Banchero. Banchero hammers it home.
Ooh, getting up there. I mean, Banchero wants everyone to know he's a threat to hammer it down.
Randall deciding where to go with it. Randall is screen on Suggs. Edwards, a pass to Randall. Knocked away. Down low. Suggs outside. Banchero the screen. On the wing, Suggs. McDaniels covering. Carter, a screen on McDaniels. Suggs, the pass to Carter. Kept alive. Back to Suggs. Pass to Carter. Over McDaniels. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. DiVincenzo with it. Caldwell Pope covering. Suggs against DiVincenzo. Outside McDaniels. Nice start for him. He's taking his first shot. And, Coach, it seems there's a move to cut out some of the cheap fouls in the game. This notion of, if you wouldn't call it on the playground, why do you call it in a game? You like to see where it's going?
Yeah, look, there's some times where I think we'd get a better game if the players do what they did in pickup games, Brian, and just called their own fouls. A lot of these cheap fouls would cease to exist. I think there's just got to be a better recognition from referees on what really impacts a play and what doesn't.
Despite the miss, those are the kind of looks coaches hope to create.
For three, Caldwell Pope. He buries it from three. And now a three-point Magic lead.
And he did that so well in college. Suggs sharing it well in the league, too.
Nice shot by DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo's got his first points of the game.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
And Carroll with a screen on DiVincenzo. Banchero against Randall. Going all the way to the rack. Second chance shot. And that's 2 points on the layup. Randall's got 5 now.
Yeah, nice play by Randall. He can take up space in there and has great short area quickness.
And Carroll with a screen on DiVincenzo. Here's the three. And Banchero with the bucket. And the assist from Suggs. 13 points in the game. Edwards looking it over. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Pass to Carter. McDaniels with some nice D.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
Reed with it. All sorts of time. Orlando with the rebound. Carter's got his 4th rebound in this one. Up top, Suggs. Here's Banchero. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's the Magic up 2. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Paolo Banchero with a strong contribution so far in this one.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
We've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Rudy Gobert is out there with Miller. Then there's Mike Conley. And it's Ingles in at the small forward position. And that's the group for Chris Finch as we begin the second half. Pass to Conley, down to 5 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Gobert, no good. Defensive Player of the Year 4 times over, Stan. Rudy Gobert tied for the record.
Yeah, Brian, alongside Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace, and Gobert's capable of getting another one too, assuming his countryman Victor Wembanyama doesn't start taking the reins.
And Wagner comes to help. Conley finds Gobert. The kick out to Conley. And there's a pick. Orlando with the rebound. 90 seconds into the second half now. Wagner with a screen on Conley. Pass to Batase. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Timberwolves trail by 3. Here's Alexander Walker. Still no points. Outside, Ingles. Miller, a screen on Howard. Ingles passes to Miller. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Minnesota shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. Good on both. All right, Stan, as you look around the league, who stands out as the best perimeter defender right now?
There's so many good ones. OG Anunoby might be the most versatile. Drew Holiday, Derek White, KCP. Don't forget about guys like Aaron Gordon and Herb Jones, also outstanding.
Ooh, good defensive intensity, but you have to stay in control always.
And the second free throw is good. And he makes all 3. Timberwolves trail by 4. Now here's Alexander Walker. Miller, the pass to Conley. Outside, Alexander Walker. Miller outside. The baseline, Jay. It's rebounded by Batase. Magic leading by 4. Black passes to Wagner. Right wing. There's Howard with the 3. The shot, no good.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Picked by Gobert. Alexander Walker, the pass to Gobert. Gobert showing his skill inside.
And just so mobile at his size. Once Gobert sets the screen, he rolls hard to the right spot.
Here's Black. He's guarded by Conley. The 3. Nails it from 3. Black's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Here's Alexander Walker. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker has built a role around defense and activity, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, he's started to understand that not everyone can be that superstar scorer, and he's carved out a role around hustle, but still capable of knocking down shots within the flow of the offense.
Here's Black. It's rebounded by Minnesota. And it's Alexander Walker penetrating, uses the glass to finish the layup. Alexander Walker's got 4 points this quarter. The Magic have got just 2 of 6 in the second half. Wagner with a screen on Conley. Wagner outside, pass to Howard. Here's Batase. Here's Black. Driving to the basket. Here's De Silva. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
There's a screen. Here's Ingles. Howard grabs the miss. Orlando leading by 4. And we've got 28 seconds left in the third quarter. Black passes to Batadze. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
Miller outside. Here he goes. And the layup is good off the glass. Orlando with the ball. Here's Black. Wagner with a screen on Conley. Here's Black. The third quarter comes to a close. Magic out in front. Up 4. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get... And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. So for Orlando right now, Wagner and Banchero, the talented forward pair. The backcourt is Suggs and Caldwell Pope, and it's Carter in at center.
Hey, good luck stopping Edwards when he puts his head down and attacks the basket.
And Carroll with a screen on DiVincenzo. Pass to Carter. Oh, from deep. Rebound Minnesota. Randall's got 4 rebounds now. To tie it up. Edwards finishes strong against the D.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
And Suggs, here we go. And out of bounds. Minnesota will have it. And so Randall will bring it up for the T-Wolves. Pass to Edwards. Randall is screen on Suggs. Edwards, a pass to Reed. To take the lead. It's hauled in by the Magic. And here's Suggs. And Carroll with a screen on Edwards. Suggs, the pass to Wagner. Suggs outside. And the foul called on Jalen Suggs. That's his first foul of the game.
And this is the absolute wrong time to stop communicating. They have to get in sync.
And so Jamal Mosley calls for the timeout. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jamal Mosley was saying to the team. Coach was urging his team to play strong defense, reminding them no easy hoops, give effort and help when needed. They do say defense wins championships, guys.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. Six to shoot. The Magic need to put one up here. And Carroll finds Carter from the stripe. And he connects with a jumper. Carter's gotten his first basket of the night.
Yeah, I really believe that when they need points, they know they can count on him to deliver.
No question. He has the combination of size and skill to get his shot in these high leverage moments. Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
Carter, the pass to Wagner. Offensive rebound. Banchero outside. Tries again. Pass to Carter. DiVincenzo with a steal. On the take, Edwards. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. It's going to go on Jalen Suggs.
And the athleticism Edwards possesses is incredible. So good at drawing contact on the drive.
And both free throws good for Edwards.
Well, make no mistake, this is exactly who they want at the line in this situation.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Suggs against DiVincenzo. Suggs surveys the D. Carter, a screen on DiVincenzo. Suggs with the bucket.
Putting this team on his back. I love seeing Suggs take charge like this.
Reed, a screen on Suggs. And Edwards, here we go. Taking it right down the lane. Edwards.
Well, you need a bucket? Give it to Edwards. He's got that clutch gene.
Then Carroll the screen. Here's Suggs. It's rebounded by Minnesota.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
It's so sick, the vertical ability.
That was flat out awesome. He has that effortless knack for getting to the hoop. Here's Suggs. Outside, Caldwell Pope. And Carroll outside. Clock at 6. Oh, man, Carroll throws it down.
Oh, no holding back from Banchero. He wants this team to be able to rely on him in these type of moments.
Suggs against Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Wow, these are the moments that Edwards lives for. He is dynamite in the clutch.
Ben Carroll the screen. Out to the right wing. Wagner outside. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today, but you can't make it that obvious.
Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
Gotta love how they've just maintained their intensity, even when they're this far up.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
And any decent look from distance, he's taking it. He has that locked-in mentality right now.
Well, he's firing away with confidence from downtown. The defense better adjust to this, and fast.
Left side Reed. And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
And Edwards slams it in.
And few players can be that accurate with a pass from that distance.
And then that authoritative with the finish.
That is true.
For 3, Caldwell Pope. Off target with the shot. And so it's Minnesota. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
Time, but eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me and top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the beer. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking for answers. Sports, NBA. One thing going. That should attract a lot of attention in this game. That matchup at the guard position. That is going to be special.
Well, that's the point of attack on both ends of the floor, and it's always fun to see skilled and capable guards duel it out. It is like watching a great chess match.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. And it's Walker in at the small forward. Halliburton, no good.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
DiVincenzo passes to Reed. Handle with the ball. Out to Edwards. Reed with a screen for Edwards. And there's the big-time jam. He slams it right over Turner.
How about Anthony Edwards, the bounce? Go ahead, Ant.
Mathurin against Edwards. Halliburton right side. Right side Turner, 6 to shoot. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year,
Boy, Anthony Edwards out in transition, knows his teammates made a defensive play, and wisely leaks out.
Mathurin passes to Walker. Halliburton a screen on DiVincenzo. Jacks up a 3. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Timberwolves have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. And Edwards with the stop.
Combination of size and athleticism makes Anthony Edwards so tough to check on the drive. Good luck and good night.
And Walker kicks to Halliburton. Puts up a deep 3. Reed with the rebound. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Edwards against Walker. Pass to Reed. Now DiVincenzo. Back to Reed. That shot off. Good work defensively by Turner. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. I spoke briefly with Chris Finch. We talked about the challenge of game planning for Tyrese Halliburton. The coach said we have to stay in front of him. The second he gets a step on us, that's when it's kind of pick your poison with him. If our guys stay in front of him, I think we should be fine. Back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. For 3, Edwards. Siakam pulls it in. Pacers trail by 3. And Turner with the basket on the assist by Siakam.
Miles Turner has great versatility, so he can score from anywhere, but right there is his bread and butter.
Out to Edwards. There's a minute 47 left in the first quarter of the game. And Reed throws it down.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Now, here's Walker. He has yet to score. No one near Turner as he lets it go. No good. That would have tied it. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. 1:11 left to play here in the first. Now here's Edwards. 6 points for him. Outside for Randall. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Well, you cannot sleep on Julius Randle. Catch and shoot jumper. Okay, Julius, we see you.
Mathurin finds Walker. Back to Mathurin. He takes it in, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Yeah, that's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right, and wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness, the D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Here's Reed, and Reed throws it down.
The unselfish play by Anthony Edwards' teammate is wide open. He puts it right where it needs to be.
The drive by Siakam. The shot. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Turner's got his second bucket.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
Pass to Reed. Edwards' shot is good. That's now 8 points for Anthony Edwards.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence. Well, for a big man, his stroke is just beautiful, and because of the height, it's so hard to challenge.
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for Minnesota. He notched 8 points in the quarter. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Oh, man, how about the mid-range jumper from these guys? It's on tonight, a huge part of their offense so far.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
On the court for Indiana. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Walker in at the small forward. Mathurin with a screen for Halliburton. Edwards against Mathurin. That one misses. Minnesota in the lead. Here's Reed. And it's Mathurin with the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thank you very much. Jaden McDaniels has become an X factor for the Wolves. Like Conley says, we know what he does defensively, but the offense that he can bring for us balances our unit. It's much needed. Guys tend not to think of him as an offensive player, but he does have that in his game. Kevin?
But I love the reference to an X factor. He definitely is that. All right, David, thank you. Well, Doris, both you and I had the honor of being in that 2020 bubble in Florida. Any memories from Orlando?
I think, Kev, just how unique the setting was, and I have to give some props to the players. No fans, no normalcy, away from their families for extended periods, and yet they were able to lock in and give us some incredible moments.
Randall finds Edwards. Reed with a screen for Edwards. From outside the arc, Reed misses. Indiana trailing here. Turner inside. He's against Reed. It's stolen by Edwards. Pass to Reed. Here's DiVincenzo. He's covered by Halliburton. Launches it. DiVincenzo can't hit it. The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Siakam for 3. And it's McDaniels with the rebound. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Shot clock at 5. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. You hear, Doris, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA. I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors, fearless in the big moments, and one of the most charismatic young men in the league today. This guy is spectacular. Well, that's the defensive impact of Anthony Edwards, making the steal and setting up easy offense.
Kicks it out to Siakam. Mathurin for 3. Pass to Siakam. Shoots the 3. Indiana again missing. Timberwolves lead by 6. Edwards with it. Halliburton picks him up. Oh, Edwards!
I think his teammates understand that Anthony Edwards has every aspect of his offensive game working, so let's make sure he's got the basketball.
Turner with a screen on Edwards. Mathurin passes to Turner. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Not that time. It's off. He's 3 for 7. And here is DiVincenzo. Still yet to score. Here's Edwards going inside.
Miles Turner with that length sends it back twice up the pipe. Miles.
1:22 left in the first half. And the basket by Edwards.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Mathurin against Edwards. 6 on the shot clock. On its way from Turner for 2. And it falls over the rim and in. Turner's got 9.
Well, you just love how Miles Turner goes right up with it, right? No hesitation, catch and shoot.
Inside, Randall. Out to Edwards. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Turner with the steal. Here's Siakam. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Siakam's got his second basket of the night.
And made possible by a heads-up play defensively at the other end.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Out to Edwards. It's rebounded by Indiana. Halliburton passes to Mathurin. Back to Halliburton. Got it up. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be right back after this. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
What a menace he was on defense through the first 2 quarters, just disrupting everything.
Well, it was about effort and anticipation. Hard to get into an offensive rhythm when you know this guy is lurking.
Miller is out there with Joe Ingles. And it's Rudy Gobert, and it's Conley, and it's Alexander Walker in at the 2. That's Chris Finch's 5 as we get into the second half. On the wing, Miller. Latrey. They get the rebound.
Well, the length and the size of Rudy Gobert so problematic for defenses. Nothing they can do there but foul him.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season. You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
Here's Conley, and he uses the glass on the layup. Conley's got his first 2 points.
Well, inside, Mike Conley has got to be savvy, and he is in that instance.
Tapping a screen on Conley. Bryant in the corner. Off target with his 3. Timberwolves leading by 9. Alexander Walker passes to Conley. And Gobert with the basket on the assist from Conley.
Well, this is exactly where Rudy Gobert looks to score. The more dangerous he becomes, the closer he gets to the basket.
Topping with it, and it's Miller picking him up. Nembhard finds Neesmith. Bryant, that's for 2. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Bryant's got his first points of the night.
Well, you let Thomas Bryant get set for that shot. He's able to make it without hesitation.
Conley with the 3, drills the 3-pointer. Conley's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
Here's Shepard. Hasn't made one yet. And the 3 ball is good.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
And slam dunk by Gobert.
All too easy for Mr. Gobert in the painted area. Nicely done.
With the drive, Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 4 rebounds in this game. Yep, it counts.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Here's Neesmith. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got 5 rebounds tonight, and Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Here's Alexander Walker. Neesmith covering. The shot's good from Alexander Walker.
And I'll bet his percentage is pretty high from that range.
3-pointer. Got that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Shepard.
How about the timing? Could be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
Pacers have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. And now the latest from our reporter, David Alder.
Kevin, the Pacers obviously pushed the fast break. Tyrese Halliburton says the emphasis is getting outlets and running, playing fast. That's a good identity to have. It's a team that people want to play for, and it's a style you don't want to play against. You've got to be ready to play us. Kevin, the idea is for them to wear you down.
They fly, David. Baseline to baseline. They can really go. And finished off by Gobert.
That pass had to be thrown not only in the right spot, but at the right time.
Toppin, pass to Neesmith. And Bryant wide open. He shoots, cans the shot with nobody near him. Bryant's got his second basket.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Here's Alexander Walker. Neesmith covering. Alexander Walker passes to Ingles. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Timberwolves lead by 14.
This is where Joe Ingles is gifted at realizing when he should go up with it. Really good timing on that shot.
And it's Shepard missing.
Boy, he really wanted that shot, trying to make the defense pay for leaving him that wide open.
The Timberwolves shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
And Gobert drops them both. 7 seconds left in the third quarter, and stolen by Miller. Here's Conley, and it's denied. Sent back by Siakam.
Substitution on court.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. And it's Walker in at the 3 spot. Halliburton for 3. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Randall down low. He's covered by Halliburton. Edwards, good.
Now the work that Anthony Edwards is putting in as a shooter is there. That range shot is so important. Nice three-point look right there.
And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That's his first foul. Outside, Walker. Back to Mathurin. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Timberwolves leading by 19. And there's the foul. It'll go on Tyrese Halliburton. That's his first foul. Outside, Edwards. From the arc. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
He's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Well, you know this. This is a guy who's looking for his shot the whole time. You have to know who you're guarding. KYP, know your personnel.
Shots good by Siakam.
Boy, Pascal Siakam with the big-time answer from 3. Nice.
And so Edwards will bring it up for Minnesota. 22 is their biggest lead. Fades back. Edwards with another miss.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Halliburton finds Turner. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Halliburton for 3. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Edwards looking it over. Edwards with another miss. Pacers trail by 19. Puts up a deep 3. And Halliburton with the basket on the assist by Turner.
Well, yet another selfless play from Miles Turner. Pretty pass to his teammate.
Outside, Edwards. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Halliburton sets the pick for Mathurin. Shoots. A nice shot by Halliburton. Halliburton's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And Mathurin proving he can be unselfish, wanting to find his teammates.
Down low, here's Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
The Pacers have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Takes it out to Siakam. Releases. Rebound, Minnesota. DiVincenzo's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Up top, Edwards. He's covered by Halliburton. Edwards passes to Reed. 6 to shoot. The rebound by Turner.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Minnesota.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Anthony Edwards.
Efficient productivity. You love what this guy has given to you on the offensive end.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Mathurin against Edwards. And it's Mathurin missing. Timberwolves on offense. Giving up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Connects from three-point range.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Reed with it. To Randall, 5 to shoot. Puts up a deep three. The rebound by Turner. It's stolen by Randall. So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Owens, this is Kevin.
look at Indiana's starting group. Nembhard and Mathurin, they're the wings. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Halliburton in at the point. And for Orlando, the backcourt is Suggs and Caldwell Pope. Wagner and Banchero, the talented forward pair. And it's Carter in at the center position, locking down the middle. And the Magic surprising many league-wide, Clark, with how they've broken through.
And the way they're winning, I might add. I mean, rugged physical defense is their identity and calling card. Not necessarily what you expect to see from a young team, B.A.
Turner passes to Siakam. Turner, a screen on Banchero. Three-pointer. And it's Turner, that time on the assist from Siakam.
Boy, Turner's really good at picking the defense apart, especially with the catch-and-shoot jumper.
And the foul on Tyrese Halliburton. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Outside, Caldwell Pope. Pass to Carter. Oh, he tries a three. Knocks down the long J.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets three, you fire three of your own. Boom.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Jamal Mosley gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. I asked him if there was a plan in place to slow down Halliburton, and Coach joked, hey, if a plan existed, somebody smarter than me would have come up with it. Tyrese impacts the game in too many ways for us to neutralize. We just need to do what we can to make life difficult for him.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Now here's Siakam. And stolen by Banchero. Suggs outside. Banchero finds Wagner. Back to Banchero. Takes the three. Drains the triple.
You know, I know some would like to see Banchero increase his shooting range, especially since he doesn't have a solid shot from behind the arc.
The offensive rebound. Siakam, the pass to Matherin. Turner with it. 6 on the shot clock. Second shot opportunity. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
Hey, Turner's not just an interior scorer. This guy has a jumper that's really reliable. So you got to honor and respect his shot.
The three from Banchero. Indiana with a rebound. I'll say this, Banchero is a guy that opponents can't forget about for a second. And you see it in all the defensive attention he gets. Teams show him all kinds of different looks, and he draws a bunch of double teams in isolation. Now here's Halliburton. Turner for 3. To the wing, right side. Over Carter. Turner, no good.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Suggs surveys the D. Outside Carter. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. And they'll give that one to Miles Turner.
You know, when we talk about the modern big, Carter Jr. is a great example of it. He can shoot, he boards it, he's got good size and a pretty diverse skill set.
Well, there's no question. Pascal Siakam has raised the ceiling of this Pacers team.
Yeah, absolutely. He complements Halliburton's up-tempo style very well. And defensively, he shores things up with his ability to guard 1 through 5.
Here's Suggs. Back to the basket by Indiana on the other end. Banchero outside. Suggs with a screen on Siakam. It's Banchero with the drive. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
He will muscle his way down the lane. Watch out when Banchero comes tumbling by.
It's intercepted. To the middle. Out of bounds. It'll be Indiana's ball. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. Pass to Nembhard. There's the 3. The rebound by Carter. Orlando leading by 3. Wagner, the pass to Banchero. Outside, Caldwell Pope. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Love the rise and fire approach from KCP. Gotta be impressed with this guy's confidence.
Turner for 3. Buries it from 3. Turner's got 8.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Here's Suggs. The kick out to Banchero. Takes a 3. And another 3 for Orlando.
His ability to shoot off the catch is a big plus. Banchero has quick reactions, a really versatile scorer.
Pass to Turner. Halliburton outside. Shot clock at 6. Turner passes to Nemo. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Turner, no good. And Suggs has got the ball here for Orlando. 6-point game. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Banchero. Soft touch off the glass. He's got 10.
Oh, too big, too strong. It'll take more than that to stop Banchero.
Siakam for 3. Orlando with the rebound. On the wing, Caldwell Pope. And that's not gonna go. Paolo Banchero getting it done for Orlando. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Magic.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
One other thing they've done really well, moving the ball around. They've done a nice job not settling for that initial option and making that extra pass.
On the court for the Pacers, second quarter underway. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Nembhard and Mathurin, they're the wings. And it's Halliburton in at the point. Now here's Banchero. They lead by 11, largest margin of the game. Clark, one topic that gets its share of attention, illegal screens.
And with good reason, because guys are bigger, stronger, a lot of pick and roll action. So you've got to be more diligent in cracking down on those screens that are illegal. The game is extremely fluid. Guys are in constant motion. But I think it's a hard call to make consistently, but the officials have to keep working at it.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Brian, Miles Turner, the 11th pick by the Pacers in 2015 for much of his career with the team. He's endured the trade rumors. He said, "I've still got PTSD from that, but I wanted to be here in Indy." And last season, a renegotiation of his contract, giving him an extension and a raise. Brian, he is locked in as their starting center.
Yeah, it would appear so, Allie. Thank you. Here's Mathurin. The rebound by Carter.
Well, you got to miss sometimes, but that one seemed like a gimme.
Up top, Suggs. Defended by Halliburton. The 3 is up. Caldwell Pope's shot is off. Pacers trail by 13. And Clark, a big part of Tyrese Halliburton's effectiveness. He is tall for a point guard.
Yeah, and you see that across the league, Brian. More and more teams making sure they get sized on the perimeter. I mean, they're looking for length in the backcourt. And if you can find it in your point guard, that's even better. And Tyrese Halliburton, a poster guard for long, elite-level point guards.
Halliburton, the pass to Nembhard. Outside for Halliburton. The Pacers again can't hit. Orlando leading by 13. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Banchero with a screen on Mathurin. Pass to Banchero. Whoa! Emphatic finish from Banchero.
I mean, it's incredible. Banchero can be so dominant. A young player with such a promising future.
And here's Halliburton. Here's Nembhard. No made baskets yet. Will it go? And he lays it up and in.
And, you know, I'm not quite sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave somebody like him uncovered.
Kicks it out to Wagner. Outside, Caldwell Pope launches it, and Wagner hits from deep. Wagner's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
Wagner always a threat from downtown, and I love the efficiency and solid mechanics of his shooting stroke.
Halliburton with the ball. Caldwell Pope covering. For 3, Mathurin connects from downtown. Mathurin's got 5 now.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Fires in the triple. And the Magic lead by 16.
Hey, you got to love that response. KCP not wasting any time getting those points back. Right back at him.
Fires it. And it's Turner, that time on the assist by Mathurin. He's got 10. Orlando has gotten 7 of 12 three-point attempts to fall. Here's Suggs. And And the layup is good.
Hey, you can see that former football player mentality and history on display with Suggs. He is fearless.
Outside Matherin. Halliburton up top. Kicks it out to Siakam. Offline from the top of the key. Magic leading by 16. Outside, Caldwell Pope. And Caro outside. To the paint. Here's Suggs. Indiana with a rebound. Halliburton's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Matherin. To the inside. 34 seconds left in the first half of this one. And here's Siakam for 3. Orlando with a rebound. Halliburton with a steal. Pass to Nembhard. Outside Matherin. Beyond the arc. Sinks the tray.
He'll mix one in here and there. Matherin stretches the floor that way, making the defense respect his 3-ball.
Suggs with it. Working on Siakam. Wagner outside. Back to Bankero. 1 second left. Paolo strong.
It looked like that was going to be blocked, but then he pulled the Houdini act and flipped it in for the score.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Magic out in front, up by 15. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Paolo Banchero with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
You know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
Goga Batadze is out there with Wagner. And it's De Silva in at small forward. So that's who Jamal Mosley starts the second half with. Here's De Silva. A 17-point lead, their biggest. For 3. And Bryant pulls it down. And so it's Indiana with it. McConnell from outside. He can't get that one to fall. Orlando has gone 7 of 13 from downtown so far in this game. Pass to De Silva. Here's Black. Neesmith covering. Black passes to Wagner. Wagner with a screen on Toppin. 6 to shoot. McConnell against Wagner. That's no good. Couldn't get his first one to go. Pacers trail by 17. Here's Toppin with the drive. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
And he wastes no time coming out of the break.
That's exactly what they want. Get him into the offensive flow right away and then keep it going.
Right around a minute and a half played in the third quarter. Stolen by Bryant. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. And here's Shepard for 3. It's rebounded by Wagner. Magic leading by 15. Driving inside. And he bangs it home with one hand.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Orlando with the ball. After the basket by Indiana on the other end. Wagner with a screen on McConnell. Here's Black. An easy 2 on the layup. Black's got 6 in the quarter.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
McConnell, good.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensive.
And great job to establish position and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
And the Pacers started last season all offense, Grant, but even they knew that would not be sustainable.
Yeah, Coach Carlisle prodded them to at least get to average on the defensive end. And there's no question they have the tools to do it.
Here's Black. Wagner. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Magic lead by 16.
Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance bucket. They can make a big difference.
Here's Shepard, defended by Wagner. Lets it fly. Toppin shot is off. Magic leading by 16. And there's 1:45 left in the third quarter here. Now, here is Howard. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Here's De Silva. That three's off the mark. Pacers trail by 16. Stolen. In transition, the Magic on the run. And slammed it home, and a foul. A chance at another point at the line. It's going to be on Thomas Bryant, and this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And you know, that's not the kind of percentage any player wants to see next to his name at the end of the season.
Toppin a screen on Howard. Oh, wasted no time on that one. Shepard's got his first points in this one.
That is how you use the shot fake, folks.
Shot's good by Black.
That's a nice play there. Not going to miss many from there.
Indiana has gone just 1 of 5 from three-point range here in the third quarter. Neesmith passes to Toppin. Oh, swiped away. Here they come with numbers in transition. Drills it from deep. De Silva's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
They're really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points, while the other guys struggle to keep up.
7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Out to the right wing. Here's Black. He's marked by McConnell. The 3-ball. Indiana with a rebound.
If they take their time, this will be the final possession of the quarter.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here.
And here's Shepard for 3. The Pacers again can't hit. Here's De Silva. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's the Orlando. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. Pacers trail by 21. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Thomas Bryant out there with Toppin. Then there's T.J. McConnell. Then it's Shepard. And it's Neesmith in at the 3. Suggs with it. And it's Toppin picking him up. Back to Suggs. Outside, Caldwell Pope. Knocks it down from distance.
And he did that so well in college. Suggs sharing it well in the league, too.
Here's Neesmith. Oh, the teardrop falls in.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
On the wing, Caldwell Pope. And a miss there on the triple. And for the Pacers, they're shooting only 39% so far in the game. And then Bryant with the dunk.
With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
Suggs against McConnell. The 3 from Banchero. Count that one. He's 8 for 10 from the field now.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident too. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all this work from behind the arc.
Banchero the screen. Back to Caldwell Pope. 6 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. And again, it's Orlando with a 3.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Now here's Toppin. Caldwell Pope pulls it in.
Almost too wide open there. That's like a warm-up jumper for him.
Banchero outside. And there is a whistle. That'll go on Thomas Bryant. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Yeah, he tried to gain position, but couldn't quite get there. Yeah, he was one step late that time.
A new lineup here for Indiana. Now here's Caldwell Pope. Outside Carter. Hey, from beyond the arc. The rebound by Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. And then Turner with the dunk.
Boy, strong finish that time by Turner. When you need a big bucket, he can seal the deal on the fast break for you.
And Carroll passes to Suggs. And the layup falls.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
And it's Miles Turner with the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
It's just a bad foul. Gotta be smarter than this.
Great frustration right there, and I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions a must-have if you're going to play winning basketball.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
Dive for it, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Siakam. And Orlando has possession. So far in the fourth, they've allowed just 6 points. Banchero right side. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now.
For a young player, Banchero has tremendous footwork in the post. He stays in balance and puts defenders in awkward spots.
So he comes up empty, missing both. The Pacers have got 3 of 6 shots to go in this fourth quarter. Pass to Turner. This one for 3. And it's Orlando with a rebound.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line. And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Magic.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Paolo Banchero.
And, you know, there was no stopping him tonight. Whenever he got the ball, he was looking to score, and rightly so.
Now here's Suggs. Banchero in the post, defended by Halliburton. Halliburton against Suggs. The 3 from Banchero, and the three-pointer goes.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
Now here's Nembhard. Siakam, the pass to Mathurin. 4 on the clock. Another shot. The rebound by Carter. Here's Orlando. They're on a 13-5 run. Banchero with a screen on Halliburton. Suggs, the pass to Banchero. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
So no problem for Orlando as they get the win. We saw 2 different teams tonight. One played with confidence,
but eventually I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice and me and top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him
to and checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Edwards on the wing. He is joined by McDaniels. Reed is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. And for the Magic, in the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. Underneath, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. And it's Wagner in at the 3 slot. You know, Greg, so often we talk about depth, but how important is it for these teams to possess it?
Yeah, especially with the amount of injuries we see happen every season. It's so critical that teams have players that are ready to step up and produce and really allow you to not have to change the way you play.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. Suggs with the steal. Caldwell Pope against DiVincenzo. Caldwell Pope outside. Banchero, a screen on DiVincenzo. This one for 3. That's good from Banchero on the assist by Caldwell Pope. Banchero's got the first 3 points of the night up on the board for Orlando. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. McDaniels up top. He's defended by Wagner. Randle with a screen for Edwards. Just 5 to shoot. Randle down low. He's covered by Banchero. Randle no good. Working his way from scout to head coach, Jamal Mosley was a longtime assistant under Rick Carlisle. He has paid his dues, coach.
Yeah, and Kevin, I really admire the guys that put in the time, as you say, pay their dues and get themselves ready for when they get the opportunity. There's a lot of outstanding younger coaches in this league, and Jamal Mosley's as good as any of them.
Yep, I would agree. Here's Banchero following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Back to Suggs. Over Randle. And it's Suggs missing.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Yeah, defenses beware. You have to close out hard on KCP and disrupt his rhythm.
Here's DiVincenzo to the left side wing. McDaniels gets a wide open look. That 3 off the mark. Now Suggs. Carter with a screen on DiVincenzo. Suggs looking around. Carter kicks to Caldwell Pope. From past the arc. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey, Kevin, last season the Magic extended Coach Jamal Mosley's contract through 2028. He said, it's not about me. I just want each one of these guys to reach their full potential. This game has been good to all of us. I want to be part of maximizing how great they can be on and off the court. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Here's Suggs. Yep, that one goes.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little bit.
Dunks aren't always for the big fellas.
A serious power move from the point.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options.
Banchero kicks to Suggs. Randle against Banchero. Takes the 3. Here's Carter outside for Caldwell Pope. Carter sets the pick for Caldwell Pope. Back to Carter. From beyond the arc. And it's McDaniels with the rebound. Timberwolves trail by 7. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
DiVincenzo with the screen on Suggs. It's good.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Banchero inside, and finished off by Banchero.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And so it's the Orlando Magic bringing the quarter to a close. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Magic.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And another thing, Coach will be thrilled with the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
Underneath, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. And it's Wagner in at the three, the small forward. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic.
Well, when you give him room like that, just expect it to go in.
Here's Edwards going inside, and Edwards with the stuff.
Well, everything about Edwards' drive makes it dangerous. His speed, his agility, and his lack of fear.
You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you've got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
And now we've got the intentional foul. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Carter sets the pick for Suggs. Out to Carter. 4 on the clock. Suggs passes to Caldwell Pope. Three-pointer. Banchero outside. Wagner wide open. Drills it from outside. Wagner's got the lead up to 9 now for the Magic.
And smart ball movement there from Banchero. And that selflessness will endear him to his teammates.
Here's Randall. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Randall's got 4 points in the quarter.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Suggs with the ball. Now defended by Randall. Banchero kicks to Suggs. And again, it's Orlando with the three.
And as we see Suggs develop his game, you'll see more of this. Jalen with the ability to operate off ball.
And no doubt, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Suggs against DiVincenzo. And the foul called on Edwards. That is his first foul of the game. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot. Can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
Randall passes to Edwards. Randall a screen on Banchero. And here's Edwards from the arc. Rebound by the Magic. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by.
3 minutes remaining in the first half.
Suggs against Randall. Basket good. Suggs has got 7.
Bigger than your average guard, Suggs can score all around the floor, including down low.
Edwards inside. He's covered by Suggs. Outside for Randall. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Paulo Banchero.
And the physicality of Randall's game, impressive. It's what earns him those calls.
And the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size, not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic, but it all comes down to execution, and they get it done.
No one near Banchero as he lets it go. Cans it from downtown. Banchero's got his third bucket of the night. And here's Edwards from the arc. That's a bucket, his third of the game. He shot the ball 7 times.
You just can't give Edwards a look from deep.
Wagner with a screen for Suggs. Pass to Wagner. And rebounded by McDaniels.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Randall dishes to Edwards. Edwards making a statement.
Well, talk about a guy who plays above the rim, Anthony Edwards.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Banchero against DiVincenzo. Banchero kicks to Caldwell Pope. Fires from way outside. And no good.
He's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from back.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's jacking him up from way up.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
21. Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Run line. They're measuring up the shot.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of the game that's been so far. Edwards with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. We got Joe Ingles, Conley out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Rudy Gobert, and it's Miller in at the power forward position. Alexander-Walker passes to Gobert. The shot's good.
This is Rudy in his zone, where his shot is within easy reach.
You know, Coach, what more can you ask? The reigning 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert.
Well, Kevin, since you asked, his impact in the playoffs hasn't always been the same as during the regular season. That's got to be the next step.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Gobert dishes to Miller. Gobert with a screen for Miller. Back to Gobert. And it's Wagner with the rebound. Orlando leading by 8. Here's Black. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Well, Coach Van Gundy, you spent a number of seasons with the Orlando Magic franchise. Looking back at that time, what stands out?
Well, Kevin, what stands out for most coaches in jobs, we actually won a lot there, and the winning stands out. I coached a great group of players, inherited not only talent, but guys of high character. It was winning, and it was fun.
You did a lot of winning down there.
We did.
Here's Black. He has 6. Kicks it out to Wagner. Got a piece of it. Latase the pass to Howard. There's the pick. And Wagner has it in the corner. Here's Black. No good on the triple. Timberwolves trail by 10. Orlando moving the ball around. There's the triple. Minnesota with the rebound. Outside Conley to the paint. Here's Gobert. And Gobert throws it down.
And look at the big man get up when Gobert takes flight, well, you are in for a show. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Mike Conley's leadership is huge for the Wolves. Rudy Gobert says his presence on the court, but especially in the locker room, is invaluable. Coach Chris Finch said he's given us everything and more. Conley says to have this kind of trust from everyone is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do. Kevin?
He is a class act. David, thanks. Here's Alexander Walker. The rebound by Bataze. Orlando leading by 11. Wagner as screen on Conley. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Orlando shooting their fourth attempt at the free throw line right here.
At the line for Orlando.
And the free throw no good, but they'll get the ball back here. This league, Stan, is so deep with talent. Are there any players who you think get overlooked in the conversation?
That's a great question, Kevin. I mean, there are some guys who I think get underrated because they play with other guys who are so talented and draw the attention. One guy that I have really seen lately that I think has been better than people think is Grayson Allen. The best three-point shooter, or one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, and a very underrated defender.
And he's evolving, isn't he? Looks like he's working on other parts of his game, but he's always been able to shoot, which has been his calling card.
And he's a much more athletic guy than people give him credit for.
So a new group on the floor for Orlando. Banchero is screen for Suggs. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Banchero is screen on Edwards. Pulls up on the wing. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. And Edwards slams it in.
Well, just look at that power. Edwards is unbelievable.
Suggs with the ball. 7 points in the game. Carter with the three. Sinks the triple. Carter's got himself on the board with three there. There's 47 seconds left in the third quarter. DiVincenzo with it. Picked up by Suggs. Here's Edwards. The muscle from Edwards.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Now, here's Suggs. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the third. Kicks it out to Banchero. Back to Suggs. Basket counts. And that's now 9 points for Jalen Suggs.
Well, they expect this from him, and he's a big reason they're out in front right now.
Edwards a screen on Banchero. And he gets it to go.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
And so it's Orlando. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jamal Mosley was saying to the team. Now, they've been happy with the way the team is shooting. He reminded players to keep taking those threes, that they've had some clean looks. When that three goes in, it's always a welcome sight. Guys?
Thank you, David. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. In the backcourt for him, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. And it's Carter in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's out there for Orlando. Caldwell Pope kicks to Wagner. No good on the three.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
McDaniels passes to Reed. Back to McDaniel. Out to Edwards. Over Caldwell Pope. Edwards can't hit.
Yeah, loose coverage by the defense, but he just couldn't make them pay.
Banchero, a screen for Suggs. To the inside. Banchero dishes to Carter. Randall against Suggs. Minnesota with the rebound. McDaniels got 4 rebounds in this game. Edwards finds Randall, and yes, it's good. And that's 15 points for Julius Randall.
And how about the touch there inside? And that's where Randall likes to get the ball, and you can see why.
Suggs passes to Banchero. Back to Suggs. No good with the triple. Timberwolves trail by 7. Edwards with it. Picked up by Suggs. Edwards with confidence.
And look, Edwards has a lethal pull-up game. It's one of the things that makes him so difficult to guard.
The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Banchero, a screen on DiVincenzo. Banchero against DiVincenzo. And it's Banchero missing. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Randall passes to McDaniels. Back to Randall. Pass to Edwards. Over Suggs. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Carter's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Carter with a screen on DiVincenzo. Wagner kicks to Carter.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Caldwell Pope against DiVincenzo. Back to Carter. Orlando needs to get off a shot. There's Wagner with the 3. Buries it from three-point range. And the Magic lead by 7.
The defense gave him a little space, and he took advantage.
Edwards slashing inside. Reed the pass to Randall. Edwards a screen on Banchero. Randall with the ball. Defended now by Wagner. Magic leading by 7. And here is Suggs. Carter sets the pick for Suggs. Banchero outside. From deep. Julius Randall with the rebound. And Randall has got the ball here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've only given up 5 points here in the 4th quarter.
And you'll never see Randall back down in a big moment. He's looking to be the guy when they need a bucket.
Banchero dishes to Suggs. Banchero a screen on DiVincenzo. Suggs against DiVincenzo. On the left block, back to Banchero. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
And they commit an intentional foul. See another one of those so they can get into the penalty. Here's Suggs. Banchero outside. Back to Suggs. Banchero right side. And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
And the first of 2, no good. Good break.
Paulo Banchero. taking 2 shots.
That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. And talking about the approach now, what are they looking at?
And they need a 3 to tie. But look, they've got enough time here to find a good look. They can run a play off the inbounds, make sure they get it in the hands of their best shooter.
For 3, Edwards. Oh, he had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up empty-handed. And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game.